Now, before now, the federal government has made its announcement and intention to start a domestic Eurobond available as, another way of raising revenue. And that is what they're doing even as we speak right here in Lagos. That event is going on where the Debt Management Office on behalf of the federal government has launched the issuance of the first series of that $500 million domestic bond, open to both residents and Nigerians in diaspora. They say the bond offer opens August 19 and is a 5-year bond with a minimum subscription of $10,000 and is tax exempt. Wonderful. At the launch, which is ongoing as we speak, hybrid roadshow for the bond, which has in attendance the Minister of Finance, we see there, coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, the DG of DMO, the GMD of NGX, Mr. Temiko Kola, as well as other stakeholders in the Nigerian financial sector. You can be sure we'll give you more details of that event and perhaps how you can participate in this very first domestic U.S. bond in Nigeria. I think it's the first in Africa also, so good news for us in Nigeria. Let's talk about that and some other issues in the financial sector now with the Managing Director of Greenhouse Business Diagnostic and Analytics Limited, Mr. Rotimi Fakejo, joins us virtually now. Mr. Fakejo, do I say congratulations to Nigeria, this very first Eurobond, domestic Eurobond, and we do hope that it will meet the need for which it has been created.
Well, it's a good news, and just as you have said, it is expected that there is a proper implementation of what the Eurobond would be, or what it has been proposed to be used for, because that is what we've had in time past, whereby to be designated for A, and at the end of the day, we will see implementation in that direction. So there is a lot of expectation concerning this very government. The rating is very high from the beginning. That is the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and we hope that he will be the one that will do the turnaround that we'll be waiting for. And it won't be business as usual as we've always had in the past.
Yeah, so of course this speaks to investor sentiment. We're trying to get investors this time around in dollars. So of course, I think at first there was the notion that it was going to be only for Nigerians in diaspora, but now we know it's also open to Nigerians in the country. But I mean, all of this will speak to the confidence that investors have in the federal government, in the system generally, or of the country. That, I guess, will gauge the decision or the outcome of this move.
Well, I think the investors have no reason to for any fear at all, because the default rate for any government issued bond is almost zero, at least for a country that is not at war. And Nigeria is not at war, so investors have a very good leeway to be able to participate in this offer. And I believe that the returns is robust enough to bring major attractions. And I want to believe that the offer will be fully subscribed, if not oversubscribed, by the time it will be concluded.
I wonder if we can say the same, Mr. Fakejo, about what's going on between FBNH, FBN Holdings and Barbican, and then there's the central bank, and all of that. And, some investors seem to be expressing some kind of concern. Is this affecting, I know the matter has been on for a while, and now the central bank is party to it. Is this affecting investor sentiment in any way? We did see FBN Holding, I think yesterday, there was a drop in the price, in the share price. Can we say all of this, because of course investors make decisions based on news and rumors, whichever is available. Is it affecting investor sentiment in any way?
Well, for FBN Holdings, it's been a what I would call a long-term battle in the board of the bank. And we've seen various things playing out in different ways. I've very fully well that the total number of shares in issue for FBN Holdings is about 35.99 billion. and the substantial shareholding is about 20% of that figure. And we know that there are two contenders in this case, which is Femi Otedola, which owns about 11.67%, and also Barbican Capital Limited, which owns about 8.67%. And I think with the combination, the major issue that has been there is that Barbican Capital claims or is laying claim to holding about 14.65%, which translates to about 5.26 billion, but only 3.110 billion is verified by the CBN. And I think with this verification, the course is already clear of who owns what. And I believe that as it stands, this has impacted on that bank in a number of ways. Most other banks have already, every other bank has already concluded their AGM. They've taken decisions, and those decisions are being implemented. Here is FBN Holdings, still battling, postponing AGM from this month to early next month. And I believe that that definitely is not in the interest of shareholders. Shareholders have been denied their dividend, and at the same time, too, the bank is not able to implement major decisions vis-a-vis the regulatory policy concerning increase in share capital. And with the way it is, FBN Holdings is definitely suffering some setback, and investors are not really happy about it. We believe things can get better. We've seen a lot of stability under the chairmanship of Femi Otedola in the FBN Holdings. And we believe that this should be given more room, more chance for him to be able to at least execute major decisions with other board members in the holding company. So I think the earlier the better. The CBN wields the big stick, and also SEC has to be upstanding in this because they have a major role to play. So I expect that there should be a lot of collaboration between the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Central Bank of Nigeria in actually nipping in bud problems like this in the past. But it is high time that this problem is brought to its knees, and the solution will definitely impact on both the bank and also the shareholders and investors' perspective in that bank.
So I think the worrying thing here, Mr. Faka-Ejo, is, you did say, it's time for the CBN to wield the big stick, but they are now a party joint in the issue. So, isn't that a more worrying situation, having the regulator also joined in the matter? Hello, Mr. Faka-Ejo, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I was saying that now that the CBN is also joined in the matter, doesn't it make it a more worrying situation for especially shareholders?
The Barbican Capital.
Please go ahead, Mr. Faka-Ejo, we can hear you.
Okay. Yes. Barbican Capital is laying claim to 5.26 billion shares, whereas the verifiable figure is 3.110. And I think this is long overdue but to be brought to order. This is not shareholding that is very new. We see Barbican Capital is bringing its shareholders, said they were consolidating what they hold in different names. And I think in verifying was these shares were they paid for, the only one that had good final verification is a 3.110 billion shares. And I think SEC should wade into this situation vis-a-vis NGX, and they can always cross-check everything through the Central Securities Clearance System. So I believe strongly that this problem is not anything difficult, and it has to be solved once and for all. And if that is done, to be in the best interest of the shareholders who have been denied their dividend and have been long waiting for this. So I think it is long overdue that will bring this, we need this in the board.
All right, Mr. Faka-Ejo, thank you so much. We certainly do hope that this is sorted out, so there'll be stability in the banking sector. Mr. Faka-Ejo is the Managing Director of Greenhouse Business Diagnostic and Analytics Limited. Let's take a break now. When we come back, we have more market conversation, and you'll be having it with me. So let's do it after the break.